is a Thursday morning, sometime in February. I think it's the 23rd. We're at Lake Murray.
So it doesn't make a bunch of noise. Sorry. Okay. There we go.
We are at Lake Murray right now. We are leaving Lake Murray just for the day. Gonna go down to Dallas and go to something we haven't been to in a couple of years because, you know, that whole COVID thing got in the way of it.
And some of you that have been in the market for a new camper might be interested in where we're going.
We are heading down to the Texas RV. I think it's the Super Show, and it usually is.
Not to be confused with a Super Show or whatever it's called in Oklahoma City.
Yeah. It is usually a good place to go check out RVs. Not the biggest RV show in the world. It is probably one of the largest RV shows.
Ooh, cardinal.
Squirrel. In our area. Pardon me. I have to take out her trash. And that's me.
It was sitting on top of the Jeep and I didn't even see it.
It was in front.
Oh, okay.
Stuffed it on that big bumper on top of the winch.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, one way or the other, the winch is taking the trash. Yeah, it feels good actually.
I feel that there was a joke aimed at me in that.
I don't know what you're talking about. It feels awesome to get out and head down to this RV show because we haven't been in a couple of years. And let's face it, for a while there, these RV walkthroughs were the bread and butter of the channel. So,
you know what? It feels awesome to have a 4-day weekend, which is why we have a 4-day weekend so we could do this RV show.
It is just, we've had a lot of stuff pile up on us over the past few weeks. I mean, not just work related, but at home. I mean, the refrigerator went out in the camper. We had to replace that, and I think, thankfully, we actually may have gotten a little bit of video for that, but
because one of us remembered.
Yeah, one of us remembered. And just several other things going on. So we are thankful for a 4-day weekend. Thankful for this wonderful weather. It's a little chilly out this morning, and it's going to be chilly this weekend, but it's still going to be nice to be outside.
Yeah, but you said it's supposed to be 60 in Dallas.
It is going to be 60 in Dallas, which for people in this neck of the woods is pretty good weather.
Yeah. And some of the RV show in Dallas is outdoors, so that's kind of perfect.
It'll be fun. Yeah, we're gonna go find us a Cracker Barrel because that's what we do before we go to the RV show. Is
we find a Cracker Barrel. We don't eat, but we find one.
Ooh, found it. Let's go. Yes, we did, and we ate too much. And
wait, we ate there? I thought we were just gonna.
Yeah, well, we ate too much.
We always do.
And it's funny because in 5 hours we're gonna be starving, and our feet are gonna be hurting. It's a long day. It's funny. We go to these RV shows like all gung ho and ready to take on the day, and we forget about it. Wears us out. It really does. It's fun, we enjoy it, but by the end of the day we're ready to be over it.
Time goes by pretty fast too.
It does. So hopefully, I'm keeping my fingers crossed, I hope we get a lot of good RVs today.
Yeah, and the newer models, because sometimes we get a year old ones, and
Yeah, it's more so at the Oklahoma City shows. You get these dealers that take their old inventory to the RV shows, and you don't really get to see much of the new stuff.
We've seen it out here too. We've
Every
seen
now and
dealers.
then. I mean, there's one dealer in particular that does that out here.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, in Oklahoma City, they don't like to put their this one dealer doesn't like to put the a sign with the year on it, so we don't know.
Yeah, they don't even like they just yeah, nothing. I mean, you get a price tag on it, and it's like, okay, well, what is it?
Yeah.
Well, let's go downtown Dallas. Well, this one might be quick. This one looks like it might be like an Oklahoma City RV show.
Yeah, that huge show we were telling you about. There's not very many people here.
We are parked where normally there are RVs.
Yep.
As a matter of fact, there's parking over where there's usually RVs. There might be 15 or 20 outside the building.
That'd been a long trip and a high price ticket for nothing.
Well, not for nothing. We enjoy it still.
We still enjoy it. But I mean, but
not as productive as it has been in the past. Oh well. Still gonna enjoy it. What time is it?
it is 2 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock.
4 hours.
Not as long as usual.
Not as long as usual, but not as many RVs as usual. We got, actually, I think we probably did more than what I anticipated when we first rolled up. Just not much there. There was a handful of motorized, and
they had all kinds though. They had Super C's, they had C's, and they had A's, but they just didn't have much of.
Right. Oh no. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. But a lot of B's. But, and a lot of campers with brand names that I do not recognize at all. Which, so I'm gonna have to do some digging.
But that was worth it right there for that.
Which has me curious how many fly-by-night companies jumped into the camper craze.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of those are going to be non-existent in 2 years when you need parts? Just thinking out loud, folks, sorry. Anyway, we are going to go try to find something to eat because it is actually, it's more than 5 hours later and we're hungry.
We're hungry. Get the sirens in the background.
He's been driving circles. He missed his turn.
It wasn't.
It's kind of embarrassing when the fire department misses their turn. The Empanada Cookhouse and Tiff's Treats.
Tiff's Treats.
It's good stuff. Empanadas were good.
And Tiff's Treats are really
and
good
too. The cookies are good.
And the guy was super nice.
Now I need a Mountain Dew, but I'm not going into this 7-Eleven. It's just, I
think you need an armed guard to go in there. There's a lot of police presence and.
Yeah. Empanada Cookhouse was good food and not that expensive. Even had the plantains, which I'd never had plantains before. They're all right. She didn't like them, but
I think they were really good if you like plantains.
But we're here in downtown Dallas, and we're gonna start heading back to the lake, I guess. Usually when we do the RV show, we're starving and we get all the way back to the lake before we eat. Not so much this time. So good food. Now I gotta find a way to get out of downtown Dallas. Do you know the way?
That way?
That probably takes us to Florida. It was still better than an Oklahoma City show.
Definitely.
That's,
Yeah, still better than an Oklahoma City show.
Yes, it was. So we got to keep reminding ourselves of that. Okay. The Solitude, the Grand Design Solitude, fifth wheel, we've always loved those. And then this one had, wasn't it it was that fifth wheel that had that shower that had like 6 different shower heads on it.
Was that the fifth wheel or was that a trailer? Bumper pull? I can't remember.
It was one of those shower heads where, if you're sure you want to get wet. We can do this while we're driving through Dallas because it is pretty much stop and go.
Plus, I'm not driving.
Buc-ee's ain't all that. Sorry. They're not. They don't have Pepsi products, therefore they don't have Mountain Dew. So, yeah, no. As large and as many people are here, they're not all that. Sorry.
Sorry, all you Buc-ee's lovers.
Yeah. That little chipmunk or whatever he is can go fly a kite because they're not all that.
Can chipmunks fly kites? I don't know if they have opposable thumbs. What?
He almost took off his mirror.
Yikes.
He got it close. He probably knew exactly what he was doing too, but it looked close.
It's scary. Scary from a fellow RVer. The GoPro, the memory card is plugged into the computer, so I didn't bring it. And operating this on the gimbal in selfie mode is sometimes challenging. Okay, the RV show, there was a couple of common themes that we noticed. See, this is what I mean by challenging. Every time I it wants to look around.
Move my hand, it goes, oh, what's over there? Squirrel. A couple of common themes. A lot of bunkhouses and gray. Interior, a lot of gray interiors, brighter interiors, most of them gray, some of them white, but for the most part a lot brighter interiors. It's actually nice to see the RV industry getting away from that 1970s interior style of the wood paneling and the dark colors. Smaller spaces need to be brightened up to make them look larger. And it worked. There was a particular keystone
that it was bright and it looked huge. It wasn't huge, but it felt a lot bigger because of the light colors.
When you start packing your stuff into it, you're gonna be like, wait a minute.
But back over here. There you go. There you go, sweetheart. There you go. Okay. The bunks were nice and they're versatile. If you don't have kids, you don't have to put kids in the bunks. You can convert those bunk areas. I've seen them converted into desk space if you're working on the road. Kennels for dogs, just general storage, because most of the time those bunks, at least on the motorhomes, those bunks will flip up and out of the way, but you can remove them even in the travel trailers. It's something that a lot of us get stuck on. Oh, we got to leave it the same for resale. Ah, forget that. Make it your own. You want the bunk ends, you want the bunks out so you can turn it into, you know, massive storage or office space, then do it.
I mean, granted, the resale is a valid point, but remember, you're the one that's living in this thing, and if you're trying to keep it for the next person, are you really having as much fun in it as you could be having?
Right. So, and unfortunately, the third common theme that I really didn't want to bring up, because some of it may just be because of age or whatever, but man, the prices of some of these things were unbelievable. I really were. I mean, that's where the market is, I suppose. I mean, they're not going to price it out of what people are going to pay for it. People are paying that for it, obviously. You look at the campground out here at the end of February, it's 50 degrees out here on a Saturday. Nobody used to come to the lake then, and now you've got a half full campground here. So people are paying that much for them. So, I mean, good for them. They're getting that money, but man, it's just surprising to see like a teardrop trailer going for $35,000-$40,000.
Those have always been.
They've always been expensive
high for what they are, yeah.
But wow,
yeah.
You know, a motorhome like ours where it's going for twice as much. The markdown price is twice as much as what we paid for ours. So, and that's only 5-6 years later, whatever it is. Prices are big, but I mean, they're getting the money for it. So we are, what is this, the Friday, Saturday, Thursday? This is our third day out here, and we are on a trail that we've taken plenty of times.
We even have a geocache planted out here somewhere.
We've got a couple of geocaches out here. If you've never done geocaching, it's fun, and it's a fun distraction for the kiddies.
Yeah, it's fun even without kids, but the kids, our grandkids love it.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of them out here at Lake Murray in a couple of tackle boxes. Let's see, what were they called?
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Cedar Rock was one of them, and then three rock trolls and a baby or something like that. I can't remember, but it all had to do with the terrain, the surrounding terrain that they were on. Yeah, I might pull out the phone here in a second, see if there's any new geocaches out here. We didn't
bring a pin.
Of course not.
Yeah, if you start geocaching, look it up, see how to do it, but make sure you bring a pen.
Yeah, it's fun, and it's easier than what it used to be, you know, back in the 80s when you actually had to learn how to work read your longitude and latitude and all that. Now you got an app on your phone that almost walks you straight up to it. I say almost, because there have been some where we have not been able to find them. Anyway, we're gonna get back to the walk.
That new creek is provided to us by AT&T. It's been there for
2 weeks?
a month.
Really?
I think it's been a month.
Well, yeah, since they were actually working on it about a month ago.
I don't know.
They kind of like left it.
Yeah, they just left it there. They obviously clipped a water line somewhere, and it's just flowing out of there. It's a nice little creek. I think before too long it's going to start carving a little path through there. We're just going to have us a little mini Grand Canyon on the other side of the road.
Then we can charge tickets. Make a little campground. They're putting in fiber optics, by the way.
Yeah. But our track record with AT&T says they can keep their fiber optics. But anyway, we're back home and it stinks.
You can tell by his mood.
It's just terrible. Wind is blowing. It's supposed to, actually, they're telling us that we might get 100-mile-an-hour winds tonight.
100 plus.
Yeah,
I think Damien Lode said 115 or something.
I'm hoping they're like north-south winds, because if they're east-west winds, it might provide issues for the motorhome.
What do you think it'll do? Not gonna fall over.
100-mile-an-hour winds, isn't it?
But it's
Who
not.
knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a good weekend, a 4-day weekend. The RV show, though small, like we said, it was still bigger than the Oklahoma City RV shows.
Small for them, yeah.
But it was small for the Dallas show.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like the Dallas show is the biggest one in the world either, but
I wonder if they're all kind of small. Have you guys experienced like smaller than average shows? Have you gone to any? Just looking around. Just kind of curious if they're all, across the nation, if they're all small.
But the funny thing is, there's tornado warnings and, all that. Springtime in Oklahoma, we're still going to have a freeze later this week. So, there is no, in this part of the world, there is no delineation between the 4 seasons. You kind of get like a stew. A seasoned stew.
What is that stew called that whatever you have in the refrigerator you just drop in there?
Exactly. That's it. But in the future, when we're not having to go to work Monday morning, if we were down there at the lake and they were saying tornado warnings, we'd have been just like, let's just go south. Because this would have been our cue to vacate Oklahoma for a couple of 2 or 3 months.
Yeah. Sorry.
We can skip it. I tell you what, we've seen enough tornado seasons. There's really, some of them are, more exciting than others, but really, once you've seen one, you've seen them all, so there's no reason for us to hang around.
Well, and kind of like everybody thinks everybody in Oklahoma has a horse, everybody thinks everybody in Oklahoma has a tornado shelter, and we don't have a tornado shelter.
But I think we're going to wrap this one up. Call it a weekend. It's her fault because she's making me work.
Hey, I said, what did I say this morning?
You said, you got to go to work Monday morning.
Nope.
We'll catch y'all down the trail.
That's not what I said.